Have you communicated with a social media user who goes by the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY?
I've had several phone calls with the person who goes by the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I don't actually know his real name.
And unfortunately, every time I make a call, it becomes content for them idiots.
Help! I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head is...
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is coming.
Blazing the whip, gotta vanquish the needs. My kingdom for some poppy seeds. Yo, yo.
Is that a poppy seed? You realize I'm your PO, right? Straight to booking.
Was barking on the phone, all that tough talk threatened. Now you looking at the floor like judge, I'm just stressing.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah!
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
Yo, 100K gone. You thought it stayed quiet, huh? 2G in the chat like. Run that map, 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 run that map. You flash fake racks on the timeline. Captain said check it really with grind time. 100 bands raised, 100 bands off. You the touch to the halo with a cross. 56K from an angel in the comments. Heart full of faith, you turn to the prophet. Screenshot saved, every promise, every pledge. Bank statement singing when you tweeting off the edge. You ain't built for the smoke, you invited. Try to play God, now the numbers indicted. Seems like razors cut through the myth. Whole squad looking like an organized grift. 56K from a donor thief. 100K gone, a stolen dream. Wanna stay dark, but the neck got teeth. Make you mean and you clip, and you caught on stream. That umbrella guy call it
it out on screen.
Yeah, we see you, we see
You preyed on the pain, turned trauma to a token. Each side story just a tool you were holding. Help the cause, every line pre-written, but the cause was your closet in the car you sitting in. You love weak links, hunt them in the thread. Baby, I care while you strip their bread. 56K from one, that's a life in Ash. Your bar drip, that by time they'll never get back.
That means get your face with a clown crown clips on repeat when the lies all fall down. To a G on the mic, every chart, every slide broke down a breakdown, let the numbers collide.
You can't hide from the playback, you can't scrub with the chat track. Every bless you turn back and every trust me now backfire. You ain't a boss, you a bookmark, held on the page where the fraud start. Whole damn mark in a thread in the chart, history written in the sidebar remarks.
56K from a donor thief, 100K gone, it's a stolen dream. Better stay dark, but the neck got teeth. Now you mean, now you clip, now you caught on stream. 56K from a donor thief, 56K from a donor thief, 56K from a donor thief, 56K from a donor thief.
Run that map, 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 run that map.
What's up, folks? Welcome to kind of an impromptu night. Up until the last moment, I was like, am I going to stream? Yes, of course I'm going to stream, baby. It is a brand new month, by the way. This month is going to have a lot of crazy in it. Now, we've had a couple of interesting little tidbits that have come up today. One of them is actually really interesting, involving BBB. You know, BBB is very much worried about the stuff that's going on. He has telegraphed it now. It is costing him, it's got to be costing him enough money. Man, Bruce, this has got to be costing you some real money. I mean, I was looking at like who he's bringing in some new people to try to, well, essentially keep himself out of trouble, which again could very well be him getting the bar boot. You never know. You never know. But I mean, he's definitely messed up. So he's brought him in some, well, let's just say he's brought him in some really not cheap help. It's really interesting when these folks, they dig their own holes like this. Man, it is lovely to see you all too. Like I said, I appreciate you all. I was not, like I said, I was sitting down. I was like, what am I going to do today? Man, there's going to be a gap today. We've got to do that. Remember Friday, by the way, big day. They are apparently very upset about this. We will have on, actually, she will be discussing all the LP stuff. And LP doesn't seem very thrilled about that at all. Neither did they, which we will actually talk about tomorrow. We will pull up some of that. You know, it's funny. They ghosted yesterday. Their wonderful, blunderful stream, which, okay, well, do the world a favor, right? But the fun thing about it was that it ghosted their discussion about their supposed stalker, as they've been saying. You know, this is funny too, by the way. I noticed something else with that. I noticed anytime one of these folks, they start clout building like that, right? You'll notice another one will have to jump in and be like, well, it's been happening to me too. So Miltos was over that last night, which was kind of funny. I got a good laugh at it, but let me find that picture real quick. There's actually a couple of good pictures with all of that stupid that went on. By the way, Miltos through everything was complaining about fees too. He thought apparently he should have gotten paid, I suppose, from everything that went on in the court. And you got to hire lawyers for that kind of stuff, you know? It's not you getting paid. It's you getting your fees back. Reasonable fees. That's what that's for. So these folks think that the justice system there is a payday. That's what they've been saying. They say it a lot. They said it last night too, you know, where they think it's a paycheck being written, but that's not how it works. Here's how Miltos is mine. See, the only one that really went the route where, I mean, could you potentially get some costs? But the person who actually went the way that I was shocked nobody else went, we mentioned this at the very beginning of it too. You only had Helm actually go the recovery route. But Miltoast, it was really funny seeing him. Look, actually, I have that here. Let me pull that up while we're talking about this. I'm pulling the pictures of the thing I want to talk about too in just a second. But here he is, like, I was denied fees on my anti-slap because I was pro se. Yes, indeed. You filed some shit. It didn't cost you money. You get fees, reasonable attorney fees. Again, you may get some costs potentially, depends on the mood of the courts. But they thought again that this was just some free lunch, and it's so strange with that. That would be, by the way, that's what I keep telling them too. You look at the numbers too. One thing that should really give these idiots pause when they're talking about their garbage litigation is potentially, we'll see how much, if any, first of all, but how much Helm could potentially get. But the amount he's asking for is $50,000. That's a loofamobile and all kinds of other crap if you want to own it. So you can imagine Megan getting her own loofamobile. It's kind of gross. She'd probably gag with me saying that. But she could put them in biohazard bags and sell them off one by one. But when all of this stuff, so if you missed out, 2L has been saying that 2L has a stalker. Right. This added a picture, and of course, complaints saying that they had gone to law enforcement about it and everything else, and they removed their discussion about it now, which is interesting. But luckily, that stuff does get captured. But you notice here was a wonderful picture from Melissa that I thought was it was really interesting. So you notice there is a person here. It does look like they are indeed potentially taking pictures. It could be about anything, right? But you notice what's right here in the frame. This. Now, what is that? You might be asking, old Tuglas. Well, look at this. It's the top of the loofamobile. Now, again, I have no idea why somebody would be. They could be there for anything whatsoever. It could be anything from checking the power, people that don't like this, anything. It could be tax assessors. I have no idea. They could be selling property, but it could also be the loofamobile, which they're pointing at. The loofamobile itself. Not only is it an eyesore, but they noted that they made this thing so they could get attention. Now when somebody drives by and they take pictures of it, oh my God, it's Jeremy Hales. He's coming for us. Jeremy's going to get us. It's like, wait, what? Holy Lord. Miltoast had to jump in on this one too, which was really funny. Miltoast, not to be outdone, and I'm going to read you some of their statement on that, but not to be outdone, Miltoast had to be like, oh yeah, you know what? This happened to me too. That's right. Me, my brother took pictures of a lady in a van taking pics of his house. Holy man. Not to be outdone. It's like I used to joke about this. This is what society has become. It's the oppression Olympics, Who can get the gold medal? Who's the biggest victim, baby? Meanwhile, these people have done some awful shit. But then every random car. What's really funny, too, is last night they were rewriting what actually happened when they were in Otter Creek. They are now saying that the reason that they went and drove around in Otter Creek was to show the distance between the schoolhouse and Michelle Preston's property. So the live stream being like, there's George, look over here. This is George. By the way, oh my God, look, it's in that one too. They were saying that they had people spying on them as well. You remember that? People driving down the road, they have to pull off to the side of the road to let them by, and they're looking at them, because they have to pull over because they can't let a vehicle by on that. And they're like, oh my God, it's pulled over because those people are with Jeremy. Holy Lord. But it's okay to ride around Otter Creek doing that. It was okay again when Only Me was like, I'm gonna get a PI and put them on your house tuck. These people were like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. That's funny. That's fun times. Like, okay. But if somebody comes by photo in your home, then again, I am not encouraging that behavior in any way, shape, or form. I just find it really bitterly ironic that the people that have done this to other folks, they have a problem with it, potentially, again, if it even happened. I mean, for all I know, this is somebody they know driving by with a picture. They had a story about it. Okay, let me pull up this picture here, and I'm gonna read it to you. Okay, because you're gonna love it. You're gonna love the way that this supposedly plays out. All right, then we're gonna talk about the BBB. The BBB stuff is amazing, by the way. Just a note, because BBB, like I said, he's paying out the nose for some of this. Well, I didn't even mean that as a joke. That's amazing, paying out the nose. I did not mean that as a joke at all. It just, man, sometimes you're funny and you don't mean to be. That's amazing. Oh, props to all of you. I'm shocked over it. I don't know if I even tagged this video. I hope I did, but I don't think I did. So I didn't even decide that I was going to live stream until past 6 o'clock. I put up a post on Facebook. I was like, you guys, you want to live stream tonight? But I had not decided on one until, usually for the weekdays, it's every other day, basically. I know I'm on Megan's channel, but when I'm on Megan's channel, I'm playing video games and stuff. I mean, I would lie and say I don't play them on mine, but you can hear it. Listen. So I am playing video games. It's so funny. I always thought that, that's one reason I love being off camera, by the way. You can't actually tell what I'm doing, but you might as well figure if something isn't on the screen, or if I'm not reading it right off the screen, if I'm not having to move something, I've gotten actually very good at my pause game is really, really good. By the way, the little one stole my Zelda game that I was playing. So she had the earlier game. I had the last Zelda, and she was playing around with the newest one. And you can make vehicles and stuff like that. You can make different things in the new one. And she saw me doing all that, and she was like, "Oh, Dad, I really wish I could make vehicles. Oh, Dad." That whole I'm not asking you for your stuff, but I want your stuff. That whole thing. Oh, Dad, one of the things I've always wanted to do in my life is I've always wanted to make vehicles. Like, are you trying to tell me that you want my game? Oh, no, Dad, that's not what I'm saying. Like, okay. It's like, well, would you like it? Yes, Dad, please. Oh, she cracks me up with that, though. She's like, Dad, the one thing I've wanted in all my life, Dad, is to be able to build a fab. Like, in your whole life, huh? You've never wanted anything else in your whole life but to build vehicles in a game. Okay, that's amazing. She's so funny. Anyway, so this story here, let me pull it up real quick. Oh, Lord, y'all have to hear this. This is just, it's kind of amazing, because they were telling about it this is what she said. You know, I'm going to tell you what happened the other day while I'm sitting here. My camera goes off. People are outside. And what's odd is there was a lot of movement going on outside because somebody across the street is physically moving. Oh my God. There's people moving already. It's like, okay. Now watch this convenient story for how it comes together. And so there was a lot of going on. So I happened to look outside, and all of a sudden, this car comes up and took a picture from the side of my house. Dun, dun, dun. So the story is that there's a bunch of people moving around already, and they're causing your camera to go off. So you happen to look out, and just miraculously, right at that same time, you manage to see a vehicle go by taking pictures. Isn't that something? That's kind of wild, huh? Almost, and it gets better. Yeah, it gets better than that. I just want you to follow how the story comes together. Okay, so it let's see, and then stops in front of my house and starts snapping the pictures. You know, because the house is amazing. You know, that property is amazing. Anytime I think, man, you know what I would like pictures of. It's not, man, it's a grudge studio. I mean, hell, for all you know, it's somebody didn't ship stuff to. Oh, by the way, somebody got reprimanded because they asked about not getting their product last night. That was kind of fun too. I saw the wonderful clip of that, which was just a lot of fun. You know, somebody was like, "Hey, I didn't get my item shipped." They were like, "I already wrote you about that. Why are you talking about that?" Oh my God. I swear, these people are just, I don't know if it's fetishes or what, but man, if somebody talked to me like garbage, I'd give you one time, you know, I mean, stuff happens. We have a bad mood. You know what I mean? All of us have been in a bad mood, myself included. I've had a bad day, but oh, if it was over something I bought or something I won, hey, 1 second, let me blow my nose. This weather has driven me crazy again, but if it was over one or the other, I probably wouldn't take kindly to it. But anyway, so the story continues. And then as they're leaving, going past my house, they turn around and they take a picture of the golf cart. And I'm like, what the, man, what the? I'm watching it real time. And I'm like, okay. So I go to look at the camera. Okay, so they take a photo of the loofahmobile. Again, you created a loofahmobile to get attention, right? I'm very confused by this whole point. I really am. Because again, I thought the loofahmobile was about getting attention. I thought it was supposed to be a marketing ploy. That's what they said, you know? I'm not sure. I thought it was a pickup machine, you know, personally. And they just tied in their you know, ghastly peen factory to it. But yeah, so somebody actually goes by and films it, and suddenly that's some kind of crime. Strange how that works out, right? But it keeps going on. So they go down to the end of the road, they turn around, and then they come back. Yeah, they're probably disgusted by it. They're like, oh my gross. What in the name of God? Maybe they're throwing holy water. Who knows? Oh my goodness. So then they're like, What the hell? Are you kidding me right now? I couldn't believe it. I'm quoting this, by the way. Yeah. And so, just in case, because everybody's talking, you got the minions over there, like a public street. Is this? Is that? Look, we're in a gated community. Yeah, it's a road. Do you think that your gated community pays for the roads and all the upkeep? Is that what you're saying? They pay for all of it? Because in order, even with that, even if it's a gated community, the vehicles that are on the road, you realize you don't own the road. These people. I mean, they're like, before they researched it, by the way, before they ever found out, because you said, I'm going to research it. I'm going to find out what this was about. Before even researching it, apparently already contacted the police and said what it was about. Much the same way they said that they'd already done that with the landlord thing that supposedly happened in Megan Fox, where Megan Fox supposedly called directly in, the ever-changing story. I love ever-changing stories, by the way. The never-ending story. That's what this story is. The never-ending story. Very much so. This stuff is crazy. I mean, you have to admit, you got more too. But it's crazy. So I get people that you drive by, like I said, my neighbors and everything else. Lord, you just get weird things. We've also, again, we had them celebrate the idea. I said that somebody said they were going to get a PI and spy on the house, which maybe they did. I figure they didn't because they didn't put out any pictures, but you never know. They did. It had those sexy pictures of me out there, out on my lawn, in my boxer shorts. I was looking for them. I couldn't find them. I was showing off all the goodies and everything too. What's up? It's kind of sad when you try to give them a show and they don't pop up there. Maybe that's why they left. I don't know. It's so funny though. But I mean, for real, they did claim that. They did claim that's what they, the reason that they were going to be out. They were putting somebody on the house. So, But I mean, they were fine with that. And remember, it wasn't harassment for people, again, to take photographs of Jeremy Hale's place, where he's at. It wasn't a harassment. Remember Thomas Collins? Thomas Collins would park over on John Cook's property, and he would go over to Tubetown. He would take pictures. They would walk around on the road, not drive. They would walk on the road. And John Cook will do the same thing. Michelle Preston's taking her photos out. So, I mean, you've seen quite a few. And again, that is a public area. It is. They're right. But it's not when these folks, when you're talking about it. Apparently that doesn't work that way. Apparently it only works for others. So anyway, they're like a gated community, okay? And if you have no reason to be here, you shouldn't be here. This isn't exactly your everyday, like your public street. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So you mean out in the Otter Creek, for example, in the middle of BFE? Driving around, scoping out other people's properties. You're supposed to be there. I mean, that's a place with not very many residents, but you're supposed to be there. Again, you can be there. But it's strange how they all end up almost having thoughts. Almost. But they drop short of the point. it doesn't surprise me, but it's just funny to see them almost see the point when someone's talking about something. And then continue, and they also was talking about how, by the way, I hope Megan catches this too. She was like, Megan Fox says I doxed her. I didn't. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Well, you said all the comments in your chat, first of all those are yours, right? They belong to you. You keep saying you're going to sue people over them. That means you're responsible for them too. Because apparently if you own other people's words, you're apparently going to be responsible for their actions too. Part of the wonderful thing, and not like when you guys speak, I can't make you not do things. It'd be amazing if I could, but I cannot make you do anything that Matt, if I could exert that kind of control over people, I would hope better decision making in the world. But yeah, she also has engaged in some pretty nasty stuff. But they were talking about Megan Fox has doxed them though. Where's the proof of that? Where's the proof of that? But yeah, then they had it behind a paywall. Now, obviously, people already picked that up, and it is interesting. Like I said, they're playing a game that it is absolutely going to murder their channel. You can pull down something every now and then, especially if you have a sizable channel. I've done that before, but I have a bigger channel than they do, so I can get away with taking down material or putting up or down whatever I want. These folks, well, and I mean, hey, if they want to kill their own channel, have fun with that. But so the other thing they have going on, rather. Give me a second here. We got a new filing today. Now, this filing is actually very telling in a few ways. Why, you might ask? Well, because of really who you're dealing with here. I like, by the way, this is in the case of Hales. Yes, if you're like Hales, that's indeed right. It's Hales. This is what your big money goes for. So let me pull this up for you. Now, this tells you a lot. It's actually pretty good. There's some pretty good posts about this. I actually recognize this guy's name. And the reason I recognize this lawyer's name, first of all, area in Florida, I recognized because I'd seen him in something else. This is not a cheap lawyer. Like I said, Bruce is he's paying out. He is absolutely paying out for this. And it is wild. He's bringing in another co-counsel. Now, the co-counsel, we actually have a video to watch with co-counsel. You can see them in action. They take on, now when I'm talking about this, I'm not taking any shots at them in any way, shape, or form. I'm just talking about them. They take on some pretty desperate cases. There was a case with this counsel here that, give me a second, I'll show you. So I don't know if you've ever heard of OneCoin. All right, there was someone connected with a gigantic Ponzi scheme with OneCoin. I'm going to pull up OneCoin so you know. And again, this isn't something they did. This is just talking about kind of cases. This is how I knew the name. All right, OneCoin. If you never heard about it, again, this is you got to be careful with types of cryptocurrency out there. There are some legit cryptocurrencies. There are ones that they're backed by, again, stable coins. Again, do your work. Let's just say do your homework, okay? That's the best way. I'm not a financial advisor, so You know, you listen to somebody that actually knows it. Although I'm going to say that a lot of people that supposedly were in the know fell for this right here. Because with this wasn't your classic rug pull. This wasn't your normal type of scam, you know, where they basically inflate a number and then they yank all the funding out from under you, where you end up paying a lot of money holding the bag. This was a bit different. Why? Because it straight up just some insane $4 billion scam. Now, out of that, you had, give me 1 minute, you had the guy, the financial boys, man. some of these ads. I'm like, man, you know what? You're telling me I need to buy a bra. I'm gonna be sexy in my new bra. Wait a minute. So now this is not an old headline, by the way, with this. Their client was this guy right here, Mark S. Scott. Mark S. Scott was essentially the funnel man for the money. And the interesting thing is they weren't defending him on the crypto scam portion. They were trying to help him keep his license. If you're like, wait a minute. He plans to fight to keep his legal license. Oh, yeah, look, there's a headline about it. And they even talk about the same company that we're seeing. So these, again, the reason I mentioned it is because this is how I knew who Bruce's reps were. You know, they pick up some very, very desperate clientele. And again, there is nothing wrong with that in any way, shape, or form. Everyone deserves representation, but it's telling. Again, you're talking about where these folks are located. Yeah, I mean, they have to be on, I'm sure, on the upper end. And interestingly, the lawyer's dad was president of the bar in Florida at one time. I wonder if that comes into BBB's thinking at all. Not saying it does, but it is interesting, isn't it? When I think, hey, BBB and stuff that he does, yeah, that does not surprise me that he would want to hire somebody that has the connect at the old barrio. You know, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like I said, I would want somebody that would be able to hook me up too. But again, this guy, Mark S. Scott, he goes to jail for 10 years. Now, again, he's only going to serve a portion of that time. But though the Florida bar, it notes, has asked him to voluntarily give up his ability to practice law, his attorney, you'll notice that's his attorney right there, son of Mono, I'm just going to call him RM. He said his client's not going down without a fight. So essentially, he'll end up disbarred. That's what's probably going to happen there. But anyway, that's who they're bringing in. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to watch a video with them. Let me pull up the document for it. You can kind of get a feel for the lawyer with it too. But this is this is Michelle Preston, v. Ermy Hales et al. Ermy Hales. Huh. You know, and the reason, there was somebody who asked, well, why isn't Bruce's name on this? Well, because Bruce is a non-party. Remember, Bruce wasn't even part of this case. The case that is potentially going to undo him is, again, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, kiddo. What you doing?
Hey, everyone.
What you doing, kiddo?
Watching YouTube.
I thought you were playing Zelda with Sissy.
I was Sissy said who didn't want to play it because I didn't like it.
Make her play it. Tell her if you want to play with her. Okay. If you want to play with her, you can tell her I told her. You know, she can play with you. That's up to you. Well, you know. But I mean, you do nice things for her.
But my dad got a new soda.
I got a new Zelda. Is that right?
Yeah,
is that what I did?
Not new, but new. You know what I mean?
Is this a new Zelda or
not new, but new? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the one that somebody else had before, right?
Yeah, but
who was that person that had it? I don't remember.
Me.
Who? Me?
Me.
Oh, you. Oh.
I used to have Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And Dad used to have the soda I play now.
Yep, you're playing
it's like
the new
we're switching lives, you know what I mean?
We're what? Switching lives.
Like we are, you know what I mean? Cause
we're switching lives because
like
we're playing different games.
Like.
Oh, you're gonna get you a job and stuff and pay for the house. That is awesome. Did you know we're switching lives? So we got this one right here.
If we were switching lives, we would play Zelda.
Okay. I thought we were switching lives.
If we did switch lives, I wouldn't be happy.
You wouldn't be happy.
I would burn the house down too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you would enjoy working, would you?
Yes. And I
Who told me that? She's like, I don't want a job.
Yeah, and I won't. I'll take when I'm older. You know, this job my dad has.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the job right now. Hey, don't swing that by my face. You're gonna hit me in the face with that. She's playing with a back scratcher. She's moving around. I was like, you're gonna hit me in the face with it like this, or on purpose.
Why do you think Smartt so tiny? I wish they're like they put in the stores, like they put so long.
The what now?
Like this, you know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
Never mind, Dad. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey everyone, we still got the snake. We didn't let it out.
Yeah, we're gonna let it out in the house, right?
No, we not.
We're gonna let it out. You want to? I think you said something about wanting it to crawl around the house.
No, remember? You said to.
I said to what?
People, please come in. No snake in the house, please. I don't want a snake in the house.
You want a snake in the house? That's crazy.
I said no.
Oh, you said no snake in the house. My bad.
So it doesn't want to send every day the last stream for the snake in the house.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, I think they voted that they wanted a snake in the house though last time. They thought it was a good idea. Remember?
But how do you know the new people that they?
Oh, they're new people too. Oh, so they might not vote that way. So you might be able to rig that election there.
Yes, someone please. Someone said yes.
They want one. See, I told you.
This was a snake in our house. It was going to bite my dad because he was scared. And I ain't even scared. Please, people say no, please. Someone put down emoji. Look, that's a scared emoji.
You're trying to.
Yep.
You're trying to rig the vote, Job.
Come. Hey, Dad, should we do the 1 and 2 thing again?
I think they know what they're. Look. They said, "Yep." Look, yes.
But look, no, snake.
Oh yeah, there's a few no's.
No.
There's a few, but they look at all those yeses too. Man.
People just comment now. This was a snake back in our house. We let it go, and then we named it Please
funny.
say no. No, say no. Look, Dad.
Here, hey, kiddo, listen.
No.
Hey, one thing you got to learn. Hey, one thing you need to learn about YouTube chats though is if they think something will be funny, they will do it. They will say yes, do it. So, if they think it will be entertaining to them and they will laugh about it, they will be like, "Oh yeah, do it." Yeah, that's the thing you have to remember about YouTube chats. All right.
Hey.
So when you're asking them to do something, that is yep. Oh man, I got that angry face.
The evil face.
No, the evil face. Oh man. Well, what? I get an evil laugh in that too. Oh man.
Look, no snake.
Yep.
No.
Oh look, there's a bunch of yeses. Oh, there's
Oh,
a few
look.
no's.
No, look. Look.
Yeah, I see
That's
that.
a bunch of no's.
All right.
Look, that was a bunch of
I do see that.
Well,
That's
no.
so funny.
Everyone wants to say not in the house. A lot of people don't want it in the house.
Hmm?
No.
No, I think
Look.
they really want it now.
That gets more if it has this many emojis or many no's.
Mhm.
That means it gives me extra points for mine.
Wait, what now? You
And if it says yes,
so if
a
it
bunch,
says no more than once, you get extra no's.
and for yeses too,
I hear you now.
and for yeses too,
I don't remember those rules in the game.
because I forgot to sling them last time.
Yeah, you just had them on because they're convenient. I hear you. You're a nut.
But
You're funny.
someone coming, like someone put a big no, that would give me a bunch of nope.
Now give you a bunch of them.
No. 3 no, so I get 3 points. People are not copying it like yeses. People are not.
You keep stopping the thing there.
I'm trying to look. No. People don't want to stick in the house. Look, no. Check mark. Please, no. People are literally saying no.
You're cheating though because you're cute, and people will side with you because you're cute.
Please, people say no. Please.
They are saying no because you're cute.
Please.
You're cheating. Being cute is cheating.
Are you cute?
No. Huh.
Yeah, I'm not cheating. Because if you were cute, you would do the same.
Oh, if I were cute, I would do the same, huh?
Yeah.
You're probably right. I probably would.
No, please say no, please.
There. I'm confused. So you do want it in the house?
Look.
Oh man, look at that.
No.
Yes, it's a yes super chat.
Please, people say no, please.
It's a yes super chat. So
Please.
so
Please say
a bunch of them said no.
no. Look, more no's.
I
People
know.
are saying no's and yeses in the chat still.
No and yeses. Man, they canceled them. There's yeses in there, but I see a lot of no's. I guess you won. All right, well, hey. You want to give me a hug?
More
Because I got to keep
yeses,
doing my thing.
more no's. But yeses are actually coming in the chat. Look, a yes, a yes,
Yeah.
a yes. Yes. So you get more points.
You know we're not letting no snake go.
Yeah, but it's still coming in it. No.
So you're saying if they said yes, we've got to let it go in the house? Is that what you're saying?
It could.
If they voted it?
Yeah,
Oh my
but
goodness! I didn't realize this was a.
Look, yes for your team, but
Oh yeah, look! You're getting super chatted yeses. Oh
No,
man, I think that carries even more power. I think it carries even more power if they super chat it.
Look, yellow heart. No, yellow heart. They're literally on my team.
Oh, wait, we're on teams now?
Yeah, you have a team. It's the yes team,
Man.
and I am on the no team.
Oh, man. See, that's not fair. 'Cause you're too cute to have your own team.
Please say no, please,
You are so
please
funny.
say no, please.
I think a lot of them said no. So I think you're one, right?
Yep, but everyone.
You got to hey, you remember though with online, like I said.
Yes.
Yeah, if you tell people you want something, they will do the opposite.
No, someone said no with some money, so I get some money. But people are still coming in knowing yes.
Yep.
It's
You got
going
'em-
crazy
you got 'em
in
going,
the
man.
chat right now.
You got them going, man.
Yes, they're going.
All right, well, hey, give me a hug. I got to do my
They're
work
still
for
coming
hey,
in that.
hey,
Look,
I know.
Break a Bullet Girl
Hey.
team.
Hey, give me a hug, for
Okay.
I gotta finish my stuff up. Come here. Give me a kiss. Cheek, kiss. All right.
Hey,
She is so
yes,
locked in on
but
the yes,
people are
no.
saying yes and no.
There's a bunch of them
What?
too.
Someone said 100. That means maybe
That's 100 yeses from me.
How do you know it's not 100 no's? Because it has 2 circles.
I know. It's because I know.
Yes. Yes. No.
What is this little guy right here? No, look, sunshine. Look at that. You get all the little.
Yes.
Look, team that umbrella guy. Look at that. Oh yeah, team that umbrella guy.
No, team.
Ooh, daddy
Bug.
wins.
Team Bug. Team Bug. Be on Team Bug. Team
You
Bug.
are so funny. I thought we were letting the snake go in the house. I thought that was what we decided.
But people are coming at quarter emojis, like all this stuff. Look.
Are you broing me again?
Look, bruh.
Look at this broing.
Look.
Hey, bruh. What's up, bruh?
Look.
Hey, bruh.
Yeah.
Hey, bruh. What's up, bruh? Guess what I heard, bruh? Oh,
Some
man.
money. Look, no.
No, man. $5 snake. No snake in the house. That's a big one.
Yeah, that means money for me.
Oh, look. Team Tuck. Oh, look. There's a $5 to cancel it out. That's for me. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you know, when I'm down here, it's fun.
What? When you're down here, it's fun. Funner? Is that what you said?
I said.
When you're down here, it's funner. Well, it is. I mean, you know, usually when I'm here, we're covering court documents and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, people
So it's
actually
usually-
love me more. That's true. But
It's true, huh? People love you more.
yeah, that's true.
Are you sure about that?
Someone
look at
sent me
that.
money.
No snake. There's K-Mat. That's another vibe for you, son.
Yeah, I'm getting money.
Oh, man. Oh, Team Bug. There's S. Sean, too. Sent there.
I saw some money.
Oh, look. There's. Oh, look at the cute dog. Isn't that
20,000
cute?
now.
That's cute.
I saw like something maybe for you.
Check this out. 200 American Thrifter is like, oh, there's 2 for the nose, too. Oh, man. I think you're
200.
starting to take over for it.
Yes, I'm older. You know what will happen? I'll take over
Oh, well, of course.
because you won't.
Like I said, I figured you'd win just because you're cute.
Yep. Oh, look, snappy emoji. Look, a
Being
snappy
cute
emoji.
helps, you know?
Look,
What?
look,
So-
look.
what? Oh, yeah. Look, it's a finger heart. Those are cute. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Look.
Oh, my goodness. Look, Team Tug for 10. Oh, my goodness. The snakes hunt mice. Man.
Hey.
That's right. Snakes hunt mice. So,
Fine.
now that was for me. That was a Team That Umbrella Guy.
I only got $10, but people are coming.
Oh, wait. Are you telling me the $10 is yours? Is that what you're... Did you hear that? She's like, oh, the $10, that was mine. And they may have voted for you, but the $10 is mine.
Yeah, but okay, but people are giving me more money. You ain't
Oh,
got
look, Cajun Bayou Queen sent a membership. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Man.
Look.
Oh, let's see what's there. Let's see. Pandora. Money for goggles. These are for your goggles, too.
Yeah,
Go
I
Bug.
need
My
some
dad,
goggles.
her dad used to call her Bug, too. When she was a little girl. Isn't that cute? Yeah. So that's nice. Oh, Janice says that's a $10. And that says it's with you, Team Bug.
I get more money.
Well,
Yeah, I
that
need some
means
more goggles.
they're carrying a little bit heavy. Do you feel?
I better get some goggles.
Do you feel like you've won? Yeah. Well, we need to get you some goggles. Where you were talking about not having. You remember Sissy took your goggles? You said.
that was the only pill that Gigi got out?
Well, now you have money to get some goggles. So if you remind me, we'll get you
Look,
goggles.
ladybug.
Hey, I got to go to the store tomorrow anyway. You want to get goggles?
Yay!
Yep.
Hope I don't sleep till late.
Yeah, I know. We were supposed to go
Go
today, but
today.
you were tired. You'd been sick, so that's why I let you sleep later. You know, that's the reason I let you
some more
sleep later.
money. Oh, for you, Dad.
Woohoo! For Dad. That's from Mark. Thank you, Mark. Mark has good taste there. He knows that right there, man. He knows Team Snake is the right one.
No, it isn't, people.
Yep. Team Snake is the only team to vote for.
What about the other team?
No, Team Snake's the only one that's the only one that matters.
Yeah, but I won. You remember?
All right.
Look.
Oh, look, here's $5 from Andre. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
You know,
Look,
it says for the girls,
snake
there's
lollipop,
just some
snake
it's
lollipop.
extra money, period.
Look, snake lollipop, snake lollipop.
Snake lollipops.
Maybe they're trying to put...
Hey, tell the chat what you call, like, if we go get mice, what do you call those?
Snake cakes.
Snake cakes.
Hey.
She's like,
everyone.
we need to go get some snake cakes today, Dad.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to get a gummy emoji, but there's definitely not a gummy emoji because when I covered emojis, I didn't see a gummy one. Maybe they're trying to do that, like gummy snake.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get it, so they had to put a lollipop.
She does. She calls them snake cakes.
You mean mouse cakes?
Yeah, you call them mouse cakes, but you were calling them snake cakes. You're like, let's get some snake cakes for the snake.
Look at that emoji line.
All right, hey, for real, I gotta finish this stuff up. Here, give me a kiss. Come on, seriously.
Give me if anyone says me.
I will. I will. I'll tell you if they vote for you anymore. All right. All right. You don't have to go so I can cover that. Love you. Love you.
You too.
If you're going with me tomorrow, you better go and sit down and get some rest. Huh?
Tonight, can you tuck me in?
I will after the thing. I know you'll be up longer than that. I can tell you're excitable today. So
I'm sorry to go to the store again.
I know. Well, you better go get some. Hey, you didn't go to that tomorrow. I've got to go. So if you're not thriving and moving, so you better go get some rest. Okay.
Okay.
Go. Love you.
I'm super
Love you. She's so funny. But,
and don't forget to tell me if anyone gives me money, okay?
I will tell you if anybody votes for you. I love
you.
Love you too. Close the door. All right, let me wake this back up. She's so funny. She will go down to the pet store. Oh man. Hey Janice, thank you for the 20 there, by the way. I appreciate that. I will have to note that to her too, and thank you. She went to the pet store with me the other day, and we were asking for the crickets and everything. We have to get crickets, you know. We alternate it. We get frozen mice, and then we'll get live, you know. Try to get the frozen mice some, but you're dealing with animals that hunt, so they do like live food sometimes too. But anyway, so she asked the person there if they had some snake cakes. It was like, they don't know what a snake cake is. What are you talking about? I just thought that was funny. Snake cakes. I'd never heard that before she started popping that off. I'd never heard snake cakes before. So I thought that was pretty good. So anyway, this is fired up now. So BBB, he is his lawyer here. The beautiful thing about this, like I said, this thing, I mean, it has gotten to be crazy expensive. And what's happened here is something that, again, Bruce knew better than to do. He can say whatever with it. You know, oh, this isn't that. Man, he knows he should not have done this thing. I mean, it's wild when you think about what happened with this, because what Bruce did is he decided behind the scenes, when he's not a lawyer on a case. In fact, when he wanted off cases, he talked about how he was no longer part of these people's teams. Despite doing that, he still decided that he wanted to be back in. So he was writing, he was doing all of this insanity. And again, this wasn't something that somebody brought against him. I know that he blames, I mean, we've heard them, as they blame other people for it, but this isn't something someone else did. He was behind the scenes. He was writing about how Randy was this monster, how Jeremy Hales, was this or that, but he was mainly trying to cause issues in a case for counsel. And I have never seen someone just so flagrantly do things that they shouldn't do. And typically the problem, like you said, with like Bolitho should have stepped on this kind of behavior in his own court, but he didn't. So when this stuff is up here, this isn't something that someone else did. This is absolutely something he 100% did. I don't understand why Bruce is so invested in going after Randy like that. I mean, he could sit around. He's off the case. He could have been on channels laughing at him, mocking whatever. Hey, Mary, how's it going? But he could have been doing anything like that. Instead, he chose to relate his feelings to it. One thing that you don't do with any of this stuff, and he should know as a lawyer, you don't emotionally invest that way. You can become emotionally invested in wanting your client to win per se, right? But you don't get emotionally invested in I'm going to own this person. I'm going to take them down. That's nuts. And again, he knows better, or he should know better. It's frightening because the guy has been a lawyer for a hot minute. So when he's doing this kind of stuff, again, if he doesn't know better, then we have a real problem. But it's caused him to get not one, but 2 counsel. Now, again, when you're looking at this, people were confused about it because of the case. But you got to remember, the case itself, the case was Michelle Preston's case. This is how sideways this case went. It was Michelle Preston's case going after Ernie Hales and others. Ernie Hales, indeed. Ernie. But with it, non-party Bruce, he ends up getting, like I said, in trouble for some shenanigans he's pulled. And this potentially, it's a big thing for a couple of reasons. It might not have been as big of a thing if this was the first time he's ever had a problem, but this isn't the first time he's had a problem. So that's why it's such a big deal. With him screwing up to this level. I mean, it's like I said, I've seen some stupid things, but the level of this is stupid. So anyway, here's this new counsel coming in. It's saying, hey, please take notice. This is a notice of limited appearance as co-counsel for non-party Bruce Manskin. Please take notice that the undersigned counsel, this is when you look him up, remember, he's not his dad. All right. That's really important in noting who he is, too, which we'll look at in just a second. Oh, they get the law firm there. Hereby enters this limited appearance as co-counsel for non-party Bruce Manskin, and the undersigned counsel requests copies of all filings, other papers, be emailed to redacted. All right. And this is just popped up. Now, as far as counsel, well, why is this interesting? Well, I'm going to read something to you. Okay. This, I'm going to skip a few items off of this with the top of this for Susan. But Susan actually had a good post with this. And, well, let's just look at it, okay? And then we'll watch a video with it, too. Now, the father and that dad Dad actually served in a very prestigious role. He was actually the Florida State Bar. He was the president of the Florida State Bar Association from 2000 to 2001. So you're talking about somebody that had some real connection. And I do wonder if that does play into some of the thinking. Again, I'm not saying it does, but knowing who we're dealing with, I wonder if that is a portion of the thinking. Oh, a connection there. Or maybe there's a little inside of baseball that might help me out, you know? Never know. But there's a note there that Dad practices in a fairly small firm with the lawyer. 3, as you're going to note. The 3rd, Dad is still an important, respected member of the state bar. That's indeed correct, too. And again, you got to wonder, if some of that is hoping to bank on the idea that this guy, again, maybe he has some kind of connection. But now, 3 himself held some positions at the state bar. He was an executive council member and liaison for the trial lawyer section of the Florida Bar, and is a committee member of the state bar's federal court practice section. He was very active in Miami-Dade County Bar Association and served as its president from 2014 to 2015. And his CV is up too, if you want to check that out. They also, again, Dad's daughter in that, currently the executive council member of trial lawyers. I mean, again, and there's gossip that she will be running for the presidency of the state bar in not too distant future. Now, why does all that matter? Why does all of this? Again, well, as others have picked up quite a bit, if we quote Leslie Federico's in this, as Susan is stating here, she's laughing at the choice of counsel because it's the reverse of Leslie Federico's stance. When Leslie and the antis pick up, they're always claiming that the state bar disciplinary system, it's rigged. It was rigged against her because a former bar president wrote one of the complaints against her. Federico stated that none of this was about her actual conduct, but instead was set up by powerful lawyers with great influence over the state bar because she was a threat to their schemes and their defraud, or rather to defraud and profit. As a result, she alleges she never had a fair shot. Now, from this selection, it could be inferred from that the Manskin may well be hoping that the state bar's disciplinary process is rigged so he could prevail. Now, again, I'm not saying that. Nobody's saying that. It's just saying, taking their statements that they themselves have made publicly about how they perceive the bar, that really would make sense, right? If they think it's a corrupt institution that they like to talk about over and over this way, well, again, it would make sense that they would be hoping that that corruption would work out for them. Which that does make sense. It very much does. It's just really funny to see, again, they have complained and complained about how jacked up this whole process is. Like, essentially, how evil that process is, right? How wrong and how messed up the whole thing is. And yet, here we are. So let's watch a video from this person. You can kind of get a feel for them in this video. Again, this is not about Manskin, but it does show the lawyer in it. You can just, like I said, you can get a feel. There's a hearing with them. This is a YouTube video that is arguing for a 3-year suspension of a client after the referee, they recommend disbarment for 5 years. Spoiler alert with it, by the way. Yeah, the client still gets 5 years. But again, Bruce needs some people that are arguing on his side. He's got to have it because, I mean, he's in a bad way. He's in a very, very bad way. So here's a hearing that it's just kind of interesting. Let's put some subtitles to it. Let's check this out. Again, you can get a feel for, I always like listening to people's lawyer. Again, this guy right here is going to come up. That's going to be Bruce's lawyer. You can hear him argue again. I like stuff like this.
Take up our last case for today, which is Florida Bar versus Mirabal, number 2021-1469.
May it please the court, Chief Justice, Justices, Counsel for the Florida Bar. My name is Herman Russamano III, and I'm counsel for Miguel Mirabal, who's the respondent in this matter. The issue before the court today is, even if the court were to find that the bar is proven by clear and convincing evidence that Mr. Mirabal's actions were knowingly, the appropriate sanction would be, under standard 7.1b, imposing Lawrence sanctions, that a 1 to 3 year suspension, rehabilitation suspension, would be appropriate versus a disbarment. For purposes of background, the proceedings are, after the Florida Bar filed its complaint, knew all of the facts in support of its complaint.
This is what they don't want. This is what they don't want happening with Bruce. This is why so desperate again to get out of this case. I mean, this case, it may go very, very bad for Bruce. I'm not saying it will go bad for Bruce, but man, it has all the trappings of, man, he may have caused himself some real problems. And again, if he gets in a standing like this with the referment over, that's why they're so, again, when they're talking about it, that's why Bruce is like, hey, I don't mind that you get on to me about this stuff. I just don't want you to set me, up for discipline, because if he's set up for discipline, it's a real bad problem for him. I mean, you think about it. Like this is a guy, again, he, this could go really bad for Bruce. And Bruce, again, he'll use this as another reason to be pissed off at Randy Shockett. He won't see it as his fault ever, because it's never anything that Bruce does. All right.
And other counsel for Mr. Mirabal consented to a 90-day suspension with probation. The referee, same Judge Casey down in Fort Lauderdale, referee judge entered a 20-page opinion, facts and law, in support of that 90-day suspension. This court rejected it, remanded it down. Back in December, there was 3 days of hearings on the matter. Final hearing occurs. The amended report, which is the operative report today, occurs. Recommendation of disbarment. So the standard for today and for the court to address is this court, despite the facts of the guilt factors, in reviewing its sanction, has the ultimate responsibility to enter the appropriate sanction, and the key is the existing case law. And that's the Bruce Jacobs case out of this court recently in 2023. We know that plenty of cases of precedent in which disbarment is an extreme measure of discipline. Quote, and this is from the Sorayas case, 2004, never to be decreed where a punishment less severe would be accomplished by desired end. In the Summers case, the court cites the language that's cited many, many times. Disbarment is rare, and where rehabilitation is highly improbable, it's the equivalent of the death penalty in a criminal case. It's our position that Mr. Mirabal can be rehabilitated. He can, with a 1 to 3 year suspension, which undoubtedly is severe suspension. Standard 7.1b for imposing lawyer sanctions provides suspension is appropriate when a lawyer knowingly engages in conduct that is a violation of a duty owed as a professional, causes injury, and its potential injury to the client, the public, and the legal system. The facts of this case fall squarely within that standard. Injury has been alleged, and knowingly engaging in actions that Mr. Mirabal has admitted to.
Counsel, do you think it's appropriate to consider if his actions affected clients in a different way than if his actions affected the legal system as a whole?
I don't think you can make a distinction because the case law, there's plenty of cases out of this court where if you engage in this conduct as a judge or as lawyer, as hurting a potential judge in this case, who became a judge in the 2018 election, or a client, or just the administration of justice. I don't think you can distinguish. I think you have to base it upon the facts of this case, based on the existing case law, which I'll walk through with the court. In that,
so can I clarify your argument? Then it's not. Excuse me,
you know what's
that
really
we're
weird about listening
precluded
to this, by the way?
from-
You know what's really weird here? Having a lawyer that's tied to these folks that isn't an idiot. This guy is not an idiot. Okay, I'll make that very clear. Like, again, they take on some pretty desperate cases. So it's just that Bruce dug a pretty deep hole. That's where his problem is. But, you know, and remember, what's going to be interesting in seeing some of these arguments is when Bruce argues, it always turns into Randy Shuckett, Jeremy Hales, Randy Shuckett. That's his downfall, man. You know, you don't, if you wrong people, you don't go after them. And you'll notice, again, that's not part of this approach. God, I mean, the Florida bar, they come down on people sometimes. I mean, like I said, Bruce may have a real problem here. So,
imposing disbarment as a sanction, only that it's inappropriate based on the factual issue.
of course, this court's going to make its determination. My job is to advocate that it should be a 1 to 3 year suspension for this case, which is highly distinguishable from the cases the parties have been addressing. And now that we're on the topic, I just want to make a point. And this is interesting because we looked at everything. The referee judge cited the Orta case in reliance upon the disbarment. The bar's brief I commend them for this. In their own answer brief, page 45, they do not dispute that the Orta case is distinguishable from these facts. Orta was serving a 3 year suspension after being convicted of tax evasion. And then he was hiding Canadian assets from the IRS, the probation, and the Florida bar. Completely different here. And then in their answer brief, the bar cites to 2 cases to support a disbarment from Mr. Maribel, which are highly distinguishable and don't apply to this facts. The Kapoki case, 2021. Justice Curiel drafted that and wrote it. That defendant, or that respondent, served 20 days in jail for criminal contempt for lacking candor to the court because he was hiding a settlement agreement of money so his wife didn't get it in a divorce. He was disbarred by this court. And the Hall case is the second case that the bar relies upon in support of its position. Hall 2010. The court initially read the brief before oral argument and suspended the lawyer and said, we're going to have oral argument. After oral argument, this court disbarred Hall. He had 2 felonies for grand theft, for a fraudulent estate agreement. And here's what he did. And the court, remember, in 2010, Hall went to a family that had Alzheimer's and fraudulently created a document so that Hall can obtain their property.
Those facts, cases just significantly different in kind from the facts here, where we have kind of the similarity in hiding the ball in a significant way in an important proceeding, and then you kind of compound that with this affirmative misrepresentation in the letter. I know the facts are different, but why is that so different in kind that they can't inform what this court should do in this case?
Because of the harm.
You know,
the harm involved.
Here's a question when this comes up too. When they talk about harm to clients, when you look at this, what harm could Bruce have done to his client? You know, that's another thing, another layer that we haven't even had. Because again, you see how this case turned. Definitely didn't do his client any favors with this mess. Definitely could end up costing his client. So I never really thought to ask, like, what kind of harm did Bruce actually do to his client in doing this stuff too?
Completely distinguishable. So the court has to engage from a broad scope, look at what harm was done, what harm could have been done. And the fact that you're going to, here was one of the family members that has Alzheimer's, tricking them into a signed document, recording it in the record in order so the lawyer can get a property for their own interests. It wasn't for a client.
You hear how awful that sounds, by the way? You start to learn that a lot of these lawyers are pretty awful fucking people, you know, like tricking Alzheimer's clients or tricking a blind man who wants to get out of a guardianship into being the face of a giant scam. Sounds horrible, right? Paint chips.
Is highly distinguishable from what we're dealing with here. And Mr. Mebel's admitted that what his actions, and there's no doubt, he signed the certifications, the briefs are well done on both sides, that he knowingly did it. And that's why I focus on the 7.1B on the suspension. And I did this. My former co-counsel, who's now been elevated to the bench, Mr. Tynan and I, when we did our briefs, we looked for all the judicial campaign and propriety cases. And they're in all the papers. We cite to 8 cases. Every single one of the cases in which a judge or a potential judge, a lawyer at the time, was engaging in judicial campaign nonsense and no-nos shouldn't be done, they received a public reprimand from this court or up to a 90-day. I looked at all the cases. And specifically, early 2023, recent case, public reprimand, personally soliciting donations, and campaign finance report inaccuracies, similar to this case.
Well, I think that case is a little distinguishable. If I know the one you're talking about, there was not a repeated pattern of, you know, inflating and then deflating reports and conveniently forgetting large judgments.
You're correct. You're 100% correct. And that's why this court said it's a public reprimand. And that's why I'm advocating that this court suspend Mr. Maribel for 1 to 3 years. Significant punishment difference. So you're right. So, and that's why I make these distinctions. If this court found that a public reprimand or up to a 90-day was appropriate for now Judge Collandi, 2010, this court, campaign finance and proprieties, improperly filing financial disclosures. The Fracas Santino case, 2021, the referee in this case cited to it. 90-day suspension. Misconduct, reckless disregard for the truth, and portraying the opponent as a criminal. In the Kinsey case, 2003, there's a public reprimand,
was,
11 ethical violations.
Wait, did you hear that? That case there? Let's see.
Case 2003, there's a public reprimand, 11 ethical violations by a potential judicial running for judge.
I think we could go all day sort of citing cases and where they are on the spectrum. I think maybe
I didn't go back far enough. He's talking about the statements about
opponent as a criminal.
Portraying an opponent as a criminal. Wow. When have we heard that, Bruce?
In the Kinsey case, 2003, there's a public reprimand, 11 ethical violations by a potential
wait a minute.
judicial,
I seem to remember that happening a lot.
We could go all day sort of citing cases and where they are on the spectrum. I think maybe what I at least would like to hear is what your assessment is of your client's remorse for what happened, because on the record before us, it would seem to me like that's a significant consideration in determining whether or not disbarment or some form of rehabilitation is appropriate.
Good question, and here's the answer. At transcript 3, pages 98 through 101, the record shows that Mr. Maribel at the trial, final hearing, expressed his remorse for pages. He expressed his remorse for his actions. He admitted to it. So it's in the record. And not only that, and it's a mitigating factor. The mitigating factor, and I haven't said it yet, but you know it, it's in the briefs. He's never been disciplined by the bar for 20 years, admitted in 2004. So for 20 years, and let's say it's 18 to 17, because that's when in 2018, this issue started. He did the right thing up to a certain time and then did the wrong thing.
And did the wrong
But the wrong thing could be corrected with.
I love that argument, by the way. Well, he never did bad before. And, you know, I mean, they do. Again, this again, one of Bruce's problems is he's been in trouble before. We'll see how that weighs in. But my Lord, you know, again, Bruce wants to skip this. He wants to skip this outright. Like I said, I do not blame him, but man, this guy, like, he is going to cost him a freaking fortune. Like I said, I don't get it, Bruce. I don't get the craziness with like Randy and Hales. I don't get it. It's so bizarre. It's bizarre because, I mean, again, he's become so obsessed with Jeremy and with Randy that I don't know, after a certain time, like, I don't know how Bruce can ever, like, get his mind right on it. He won't ever stop. Like, the thing is that he's become obsessed. You can imagine if he wrote these documents right now, he 100% doesn't think he did anything wrong. You know, it isn't just about the action of writing the court. It's also about the act, you know, him. I mean, he tried to destroy another person. He alleged some pretty serious things about them. And he tried to do that knowing that it's not the way, man. You know? Anyway, let's continue. I like hearing this guy, though. I mean, again, this guy is kind of a breath of fresh air because he doesn't sound like a complete Nimrod like most of these people do.
The rehabilitation. It can. A 3-year suspension by this court, which he must then, all know 3 years is more than 3 years. He's got to come back and show the bar that he's rehabilitated. It's another burden to establish. But his disbarment, on the facts of this case and the existing law, I respectfully submit it's inappropriate based on the facts of the case. And in addition to the mitigation.
Counsel, the referee didn't find remorse as a mitigating factor, correct?
That's correct. It's not in the report. However, in order to answer Justice Carroll's question, it's in the record. So the referee wrote what the referee wrote. We all have to accept it as it's written, but I wanted to at least address that. It wasn't like he's never been remorseful. It's in the transcript under oath, and he swore to it, and it shows remorse. And admittedly,
well, couldn't we infer that the referee discredited that?
You could. And
he did not find it. I mean,
the referee did not find it, but there was remorse expressed on the record at the trial. So it was. In addition, other penalties and sanctions, which is a mitigating factor, 3.B11, Mr. Midlove voluntarily resigned from the bench. He paid the fine. It's a nominal fine. That's not the issue. He paid the fine to the Florida Elections Commission. Referee found that was a mitigating factor. Character witnesses, there were 6 of them. Referee found that was a mitigating factor. And in the end, we also cite in our papers, and this is interesting, the integrity of a judge. When one attacks another judge, you should never do it. Most lawyers, only a few are crazy enough to do it. But in terms of this particular fact pattern, there was a letter that was written to the bar that only the bar received. It wasn't disseminated. And why do I reference this? I go back to the Bruce Jacobs case, 2023. I practiced with Bruce in Miami. The things that Bruce wrote in papers, astonishing. This court has suspended him for 91 days. So I just want for the existing case law to be evaluated in terms of what the proper reprimand is. And another case, the Ray case, 2001, I know that's before 2015 when this court has set a precedent by saying we're going to put harsher sanctions. I get it. 3 letters attacking judges by Ray, and he was just public reprimand. So I want to be brief. My point is that the facts are what the facts are. Even with the knowingly factor that Mr. Maribel knowingly did what he did, this court under the standard 7.1b and under the case law that I've cited in our papers and in oral argument, we respectfully request that this court suspend Mr. Meadowlark for 1 to 3 years with a rehabilitation suspension and not give him the ultimate sanction of a disbarment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See, I mean, okay, this guy does not sound like your typical anti. He doesn't sound like a nut job. Isn't it interesting too that when Bruce is in trouble, he brings in competent people. When they talk to other folks, they tell them that they don't need competent people. Again, Bruce himself, he doesn't represent Bruce. Bruce goes out and he hires, and again, this guy has got to cost a pretty penny. He's it's on the court filing, but he's out of Coral Gables, and we're not talking about cheap lawyers coming from that area. That in of itself shows you that he's going to cost a pretty penny. And he also is somebody that they bring in for cases when you're worried. You see what kind of case he's on here. Now, again, this case, I'm not comparing in any way, shape, or form to what happened with Bruce. I'm not saying the case itself is the similarity. I find it interesting. Like, you listen to this beehive of stupid. Bruce doesn't dip into the beehive of stupid to try to save his or to keep from. I don't know how much he thinks he's in trouble. So, but to potentially get himself out of trouble, up to again risking his licensure. Again, I don't know if it will go that severe. I mean, we'll see. we will see. But for him, period. I mean, this is a big issue. And when a big issue comes up for him, it was just like Fed too. Like Hale lawyered up, and these idiots, like people like Lisa, are damn lucky that judge was like, I don't see how this goes forward. Because remember, she didn't even quote the right document. She answered the wrong freaking documents as a pro se person. So she does a lot of back patting, but my God. When you look at like Helm's lawyer, his approach, his documentation versus these folks. Again, yes, there is a cost factor, but when you're talking about, something significant riding on it, he was the only one with him and Bruce. I mean, the lawyers lawyered up. And they bring in big guns sometimes. This guy ain't like, a nobody. It amazes me. It amazes me to watch when all the again for Michelle Preston, for example. Look at the difference in like when you watch when you listen to one of these guys up here that know what they are doing. They don't have the bluster of a guy in a movie per se, but they definitely sound they sound knowledgeable like a guy, say, in a movie, like he would sound. They don't sound like what we've become accustomed to hearing. Now, let me ask you all this. I'll see what you think about it. Do you want to hear the argument do you want to hear the response and how that goes? Do you actually want to hear that portion too? I mean, it's 12 minutes. So it's not really a case that we're focused on or anything, but I did want to show you the guy. But do you want to see how this goes? Again, I can tell you how the name actually plays out. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you can listen to the response to it too. I just wanted to see on that. The response again, and understand that this is a desperate case. So even though it doesn't go, it again is going to go. Spoiler, I told you at the beginning, the guy is still going to receive years, but it was a bad situation to begin with. It's essentially like throwing. Sometimes when these folks come in, they're throwing a Hail Mary, as it were, and that's what Bruce picked up. He picked up somebody that, again, they know the law, they know what they are doing, and on top of that, remember, they're worried. I mean, he's pulled in not one but two counsel now. Two. Craziness. So let's listen to this here. I could listen to stuff like this all day long.
May it please the court, Mark Mason, I'm here on behalf of the Florida Bar. Joining me is Melissa Hale, my paralegal. We are requesting this court approve the referee's recommendation of Mr. Mirabal's disbarment from the practice of law. Now, by way of background, I know there was mention of the consent judgment, but what wasn't discussed was the full nature of the misconduct. And I think that's important because this court said in Orta that cumulative misconduct is dealt with much more harshly than isolated instances of misconduct. So what we have here is a theme. It's in the initial brief, it's in the reply brief, where we have conduct that spans three different time periods: the 2018 campaign, those reports, the 2019 JNC application, and then the letter to the bar. Three different time periods where either we're having express misstatements being made while he's certifying to the truth of them, or he's committing these misrepresentations by omission. And it's repeated. In 2018, he's submitting these campaign reports that are inflating the amount of money he's actually raised, and he's certifying to them each and every month. There was extensive examination on that point, and every time it was, oh, this was an error, this was unintentional, I didn't mean to. These are the constant excuses that were given at the disciplinary hearing.
Counsel, do you think whether or not we determine what discipline is appropriate here, do you agree with opposing counsel that this case would be an outlier in comparison with our prior discipline for these types of issues?
No, I do not believe it's an outlier, and I say that for a few reasons. I know there's going to be factual distinctions in any case I cite. Certainly Orta, that point was already made that he was subject to prior suspensions, but that's why I also argued Kepke and Hall, also referenced. They had no prior discipline, and yet they were disbarred for their dishonesty, which was committed in a judicial proceeding. Now, is there a huge difference with the fact that this didn't occur inside a courtroom? I don't believe so.
Well, Kepke and Hall both involve convictions, right?
Correct.
Of a crime.
Yes.
There's no conviction here, right?
There's no conviction here. All we have is we do have the violation that he stipulated to in that consent order regarding the campaign finance violations.
See, okay,
but in just
the reason I liked this, and I have to give Susan props for pointing this specific case out, because it doesn't just show you how the person argues. It shows you what kind of people they end up representing a lot of time. And again, I'm not talking about guilty or, what they've done. What I'm talking about is desperate, because this person, I think we can agree, is pretty freaking desperate. He's in a bad way. He's not having a good day here. So Bruce he's in that same place. That's not good for you, Bruce. Again, Bruce should know better. He should have known better. He actually does know better. To be honest, like there's no way in hell Bruce didn't know that going out and, again, going after Randy the way he did behind the scenes, period. You could have left it at that. It didn't even have to be in the case itself, or him be out of the case. Just the way that he comported himself, period, he knew was a problem. He absolutely knew that this was a problem, but he did it anyway. I think Bolitho is part of the problem. I think where Bolitho has allowed them, people feel untouchable. So you can't blame him for the actions of the person, but you can certainly blame him for these people thinking that they can do whatever the freaking heck they want, you know? I mean, after a while, anyway, let's continue.
Doing what he did, I think the bar's concern is not so much the label you put on it, but whether we have a pattern of dishonesty where disbarment is appropriate. So no, we don't have a conviction. We have him stipulating that he violated to a statute regarding his monthly campaign reports, and that has knowing as an element of the offense. Yet he still argued at the disciplinary hearing throughout his initial brief that all of this was unintentional. So the question becomes,
can I ask you the same question I asked the other side about remorse? Certainly, we can find record sites to support a statement about remorse. But we weren't present for the proceedings below. We don't, other than to just sort of reverse engineer what the referee found from the order.
Remorse.
We can only conclude the referee did not credit those.
Hey, Bruce,
is there anything you want to add on that front? Because it would seem to me like that is an important consideration.
What I'll say about that is that I can't tell you I've ever read a sanction hearing where the respondent hasn't expressed remorse, because at that point there's been a finding of guilt.
Right. That's true.
When a referee declines to make a finding regarding the presence of an aggravating or mitigating factor, it's entitled to the same deference you would give if the referee found that mitigating factor. So pointing to record evidence that says my client is remorseful, it doesn't prove that the referee was clearly erroneous in the ruling. It just indicates that the referee didn't accept that testimony by implication, by the fact that it's not in there. And I think that's readily apparent by the fact that you have this referee's report that goes through the litany of misconduct spanning these 3 different time periods, and then ultimately says, yes, I did originally agree to consent judgment, but that was rejected. I conducted a full hearing. I learned the breadth of what he did, and therefore I am changing my recommendation to disbarment. This wasn't some blindside type deal. It was throughout the hearing, you were hearing about these campaign reports. You were hearing about the JNC application where he was omitting 6 civil cases, number one.
It does sort of beg the question, though, about why the bar agreed to the consent judgment in the first place.
And the referee addressed that as well, at least from the referee's own perspective, that the original thought was, well, he stepped down from the bench, which was a significant other sanction, which would be a mitigating factor. That's why originally that was agreed to. But then when ultimately you start doing all of the fact finding, you hear from Judge Abreu, who was the victim of these disparaging claims by Mr. Mirabal regarding her filing of a frivolous suit against someone, which never happened. And you combine that with the fact that he was also engaging in misconduct in 2018 and 2019 to try and become a judge when integrity was of paramount importance, not only in terms of his campaign, but in terms of the JNC application, when he's required to disclose, name every case where you've ever been a named party. And he omits 6 out of a total of 15, 2 of which, very frankly, and this is what the referee found, no one could reasonably forget. One of them was a lawsuit by the FDIC accusing him of engaging in mortgage fraud. And then the second one was his suit against Bank of America, which the referee characterized it as it resulted in a very scathing order by a federal judge, in which the federal judge said he drafted a deed in lieu and foreclosure. The bank never agreed to it, but he recorded it in the official records anyway, and then sued on the basis that they violated this agreement that no one ever agreed to except Mr. Mirabal. It's like inconceivable that he would have just forgotten to disclose these things. And the referee found that this would necessarily mean that he was doing that because he didn't want to disclose something that would adversely affect his chances to fill a judicial vacancy. So when you look at the Orta case, it's not so much that it's relevant in terms of the specific facts, because Orta involved income tax evasion, and then the lawyer tried to get back into reinstatement and then just lied some more by failing to disclose certain holdings he had in Canada. And then that was uncovered, and then he does the same thing where he tries to excuse away what he did. The problem here is we are seeking disbarment because there's just been a constant pattern of dishonesty in these cases that so far has not been addressed. And yes, it's unusual for someone to suddenly get disbarred when they've had a clean disciplinary history, but it has happened before. It has happened in Koepke and Hall. And yes, you could say it's criminal conduct, it's different, but at the same time, when you combine what he did, all of the instances spanning 2018 and 2019, that distinction doesn't look quite as mitigating. So just in terms of the case law that I
would question on the finding on 4-8.2b, which is textually applicable to candidates for judicial office. That's imposed in the context of the bar discipline proceeding. Why is that not inapplicable in that situation when it's in the context of a bar discipline proceeding? It's a letter about a comment of who filed, the complaint, that sort of thing.
Yes, the Code of Judicial Conduct violation.
Yes.
He was running for office at that time. He actually succeeded in that, and that was 2020 when he was appointed to the position. So it became a bar violation.
But do you think, regardless of the timing, do you think it needs to be tied to activity in the context of the campaign versus in a disciplinary proceeding?
I don't.
Or is it just anything that a candidate does wrong in any proceeding is subject to discipline under that provision?
I think it applies when he is a candidate for office, and I don't think it necessarily needs to be tied to the specific race. But I know there was a big deal made out of that specific rule violation in the reply brief, but we're talking about one instance, the last instance, out of several, and what he did in terms of falsely accusing a sitting judge, of filing a frivolous suit, which never happened. It violated several rules beside that one.
Right. So I guess two follow-ups based on that. One, are you aware of any cases that support kind of your interpretation that it's untethered to candidacy for judicial office as long as the person who's committing the violation is a candidate for judicial office? And then second, does that matter to our determination?
I don't have a case law for that. I would just go by what the Code of Judicial Conduct binds candidates to do in terms of that. And that's why the referee found that he violated the judicial canon through that as well. But in closing, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut off if there are any other questions. But in closing, I would just ask this court to consider the case law, to consider the fact that, there is a litany of misconduct that, I didn't hear any argument here today, at least, that it was unintentional. There seems to be at least some kind of concession on that front. But at the same time, this has come a little late in the proceeding when the referee already failed to find that there was any remorse. And I think for that reason, there needs to be disbarment from the practice of law in this case. Thank you.
God, these lawyers, man. Judges, lawyers.
I'm going to be very brief, just to touch on a couple points in rebuttal. The consent of the 90-day suspension, in response to Justice Carroll's question, the bar, with all of its ammunition of bar history and case law, after it did its investigation, after it filed its complaint with this court, then entered into a 90-day. So they knowingly entered into that with the existing case law. This court had every right to remand it down.
We know that,
Right.
but that's ultimately we decide what was appropriate, and that's why we rejected it and sent it back. So I don't really know that helps you.
I acknowledge that. In response to the comments about the three cases the bar is relying upon, Orta, Copel, and Hall, you're right. They're all conviction cases, serious conviction cases. Felonies for tax evasion, put in jail by a judge for hiding assets from a wife in a divorce. And in Hall, worst case scenario, you make an Alzheimer's homeowner sign a document and you have two felonies tacked onto that. Highly distinguishable from the
Worst
facts of
case
this
scenario.
case. So I do think it matters that those are conviction cases which the bar is relying upon versus we don't have one here. In terms of mitigation, a huge factor is that Mr. Manville has no prior discipline. It's a huge factor. And there are several factors that the court found and did not find. And it's going to be up to this court to determine and weigh those factors. And finally, the lawyers imposing sanction standard 7.1b allows this court to enter a suspension when a respondent knowingly does something. Mr. Maribel admits that he knowingly did these things. And therefore, we respectfully request that this court impose a 1 to 3 year suspension because he can be rehabilitated. He can.
Well, counsel, let me say this. The rehabilitation issue comes into play primarily where we're determining that a disbarment will be permanent. And that's just like, go away, don't come back, ever. This is not a permanent disbarment, is it?
It's not. It's 10 years. A disbarment of 10 years is a huge.
5.
Okay, I apologize.
It's 5 years.
5 years.
So, again, there would be an opportunity to show rehabilitation after the 5 years and to come back. So this is not where, if we decide to uphold the referee's recommendation here, we're not saying that the petitioner here is beyond hope and is beyond redemption. That's not what's being said. It's just saying that you're out of the bar, and if you come back, it's going to be 5 years from now.
I don't disagree, but we all know there's a huge distinction between being disbarred and suspended, and the case law that we've cited supports a suspension and not a disbarment. Thank you for your time.
So there you have it. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? See, like I said, when you go through this stuff and you start really looking at everything, it's just wild. It's so telling. Not just because of arguments, not just because of what goes on, but just who you bring in, period. I mean, again, Bruce seems worried, and I don't blame him. I mean, Bruce made some mistakes in this mess. He made some big ones. You know, he got caught, he got in trouble with it, and now he is trying to find a way out. He also didn't make any friends when the last time he got into court and had to talk about getting in trouble. You know, mac and cheese. He didn't make any friends with that. You go and look at what happened with it. That was not his letter writing and all of that stuff. Holy God, man. Like, it's crazy. You know, in fact, like, that's probably the most interesting part of mac and cheese. It's the fact that when Bruce goes over it again, he's writing these people to the point they're like, don't call us or anything. We want records of anything that happens from now on. Like, I mean, really think about that. And to be quite honest, I don't blame him. I mean, I've seen what this guy writes to people. I mean, I saw some of those letters too, but I've seen just what he casually writes to people. And some of it is absolutely crazy stuff. I find it funny. I mean, if these people write me, I don't care. But, you know, I see how it bothers other people, especially like if you're in a court case. Holy crap. But anyway, let's do some supers here. Let's do this. Appreciate y'all being here today. Like I said, what a crazy thing. All right, Jack's mom, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Love to see you too, Jack's mom. Appreciate it. Hey, maybe I'll show you a new song. I've been playing with some effects. Maybe I'll play one at the end. I've had 3 of them in the last small area. So I've been AIing them up. Audrey, thank you for the 26 months. Looking at Rumble 9. Hope everyone is doing well. Love you all. Well, hey, love to you too. Thank you. Appreciate you. It's great to see you. Thank you for 26 months. That's awesome. Okay, Grad, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. And welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Max, thanks for doing. Message you. I'll check it out in a little bit. I have it set up where I can't check my email right this minute. Yeah, My email's still down. Dan, thanks for the 3 there. Woo, celebrate my birthday. Hey, heck yeah, your birthday. Well, you know what time that means, right? It is.
Happy birthday!
Home time. Happy birthday.
From
all of
of us to you. Happy
birthday. Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
You know, something else happened last night I forgot to mention. I thought was really funny, and I'm sure Megan will have a good kick out of it. They were talking about that Jess woman that has been discussed quite a few times, and they're not going to get into it. Why? Because they were told that yeah, that person ain't what you know. That person probably ain't a fight you want. they're definitely not a person that you want to climb up on the soapbox and defend. I thought that was kind of funny. They were told by Hale. So, anybody, which I thought, like I said, I thought it was pretty funny to see, and I'm sure she will clip that and bring it up when it has its time. It was just kind of funny to hear. It was like, wait a minute, Megan's right. Oh, that's got to be painful. It's got to be painful for these people to admit. Oh, loved it. All right. Hey, happy birthday, by the way. Very much appreciate you. Emma, thank you for the 5 there. Run that math. That's right. Run that math. I love that song, too. It's 56K from a donut thief. Yeah, that's right. I love that song. That always came out good. The music makers have gotten better and better, by the way. They, when they first started out, they weren't that good, but now that, like I said, they've gotten much, much better too. So I love it, man. 20 giftos, Jaguar. Thank you, man. That is awesome. I love it too. Saw them hit. Oh man, I love giftos, and man, appreciate you, brother. Something to bark about, man. Something to bark about. I hope. How are you holding up, by the way? I hope you're doing great. Again, this weekend I meant to. My mind gets everywhere and I forget. So I meant to put your, I meant to pin your chat on, or pin your channel on Sunday. And I don't know, I got off in my own head, but I hope I remember that this weekend. And with everything that goes on and talking about stuff and trying to remember all that, man, I forget some stuff. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, something to talk about. There you are. Hey, happy 4th. Thank you there. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We'll be taking care of people with 4-legged babies for the holiday. Our channel's up to 934. See, look at that. We're moving on up. It's good. You won't hit that 1,000, I'm telling you. You need a live stream and stuff and get your numbers up. Again, you need to get your stream watching numbers. The other part of monetization that can be difficult is 4K watch hours. So remember that, like the 4K watch hours. That's a very big one. Okay, let's see. Cynic, what's up, Cynic? So I need a lot of prayers this way. I have kidney stones. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I've had kidney stones one time. It's awful, dude. And I don't wish it on anybody. I don't. Kidney stones cause me intense pain, vomiting, typically at night, so I don't sleep. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I will keep you prayers for sure, and everybody keep Cynic in your prayer, because that is not something I would want anyone. It's something. It sounds awful anyway, kidney stone, but man, it doesn't prepare you. The wording, it doesn't prepare you at all. So. And love to you, brother. Again, I'll keep you there for sure. Emmy, thanks for the 5. Maybe someone is interested in Oh no. Oh no, maybe. Maybe they're wanting to buy it. Who knows? American woman thrifter. Thanks for the 10. Asking for prayers for my grandbaby. There's a cleft plate inside his mouth being repaired tomorrow. Oh, for sure. For sure, prayers there too. 11 months old. It's gonna be hard for the whole family. Thank you to everyone. Of course, man. You, Cynic, something more again. Love to all of you. You guys are family. So I will keep you all in my prayers there, and I hope everyone does the same too. Love to you. I'll say thanks for the 23 months there. Good day, Tug. Good day. I'm terrible with accents. Tug mods and chat. Hey, Queenslanders. I'm with family at Glass House Mountains and loving it. Big hugs to Logan Bug. Well, that's awesome. I hope you were having a fabulous one. And we appreciate you, my friend. I also dropped 5 giftos there too. Look at that. Appreciate you there. Thank you. 2012, thanks to Tug, Gummy, LOL, Candy Money. Look at these. These are all funny too. Emmy, I'm going to read all of these again to her. So I was cracking up. Emmy, thank you too. Free Colt Slither. In 2012, thanks to super chat indeed. Look at these yeses. Jack Miles, thanks for the yeses too. Slinky was like, nope. Nope. Janice, thanks for the 5. Was like, nope, no snakes loose. Jack was like, yep, snakes again, baby. It came out, was like, no snakes. Needs to go outside. Eshan was like, Team Bug. She this is the first time I've seen her like try to really use her cuteness, weaponize it on the chat like that. She weaponizes around home all the time. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5 there. So, was a yes as well. American Woman Thrifter, thank you. That no, she was like, yeah, that's 200 no's. Jack Miles dropped at 10 there too. I love that because she was like, oh no, you can see it on her face, like, oh no. Cajun Bye Queen, again, thank you for that membership too that dropped in there. Pandora, thank you for the goggle money. Yeah, she's definitely tomorrow. She's supposed to be up for that too. Janice, thank you for the Team Bug vote. No. Mark, thank you too for the dad vote. Thank you. Andre, thanks for that too. Thank you, my friend, again. Janice, also. Thank you for that. I will tell her. She'll be excited about that one. Mary. What's up, Mary, by the way? Appreciate you very much. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership and welcome to Tugs. Thank you, too. Like I said, I appreciate you. 2012. Tug tried to call me tomorrow. I'll see what time allows. Okay. Because tomorrow is... It's looking like it may be a bit, I'm not sure yet how tomorrow will lay out. If tomorrow lays out, I'll see about it. It's just tomorrow is starting to look, it's looking like a busy day already. And I don't even know what's going on yet. And what's up, Cajun Joe, Tennessee? Thanks, 5. Day night, celebrating 20 years of marriage to my best friend. Great steak. I'm downtown. That actually sounds good, man. I'm gonna have to roll around to see how the steak is out there. I always love a good steak. Congratulations too. Again, that's awesome. The time wise by there too. It's great that people find somebody for themselves, and it's good to hear where it lasts. Too often we see them not last. So it's good to hear them when they do. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I'm good. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate you. This was a shorter live stream, but we'll see. Again, I did like hearing that. Tomorrow we will, I think we'll pull up all the stuff. Like these people, I want to pull up all the attacks on Ashley because I want to show the reason. One of the reasons. There are many reasons to talk to her, But that's a good one. All right. But anyway, appreciate you folks. And I'm going to end here. Thank y'all.